Have you ever looked at a genuine idiot and thought, how'd that happen? Maybe you saw one of those people who try to put gas in a Tesla. Or maybe you saw that girl a few years ago who put Gorilla Glue in her hair for attention and then had to go to the emergency room. Or maybe you even saw that other girl who copied her and also had to go to the emergency room.
Guys, my hair will not comb.
How'd that happen? Well, friends, we may have found one of the leading causes of dumbass syndrome. Unschooling is a trend that recently stirred up some controversy after a few TikToks went viral. The first mention I saw of this topic was from a YouTuber named Justin Jordan, who talked about this over a month ago, and recently Chad started talking about it. Their videos are linked below, but I really love talking about idiots, so I wanted to share my thoughts. First, we need to define what an idiot is. According to Google, an idiot is defined as, oh, that can't be right. I am not an idiot.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I guess you all probably know what an idiot is, but at least I went to public school. On Wikipedia, the definition of unschooling is an informal learning method that prioritizes learner-chosen activities as a primary means for learning. Unschoolers learn through their natural life experiences, including play, household responsibilities, personal interest, curiosity, etc., etc. So basically, the child gets to decide if they want to learn about math or shitting on the floor. You probably have the same questions that I had. Is this legal? Why would someone want to do this? Can they even read? Well, let's start off with a TikToker named Kelsey Rhae. I'm about to drag her through the mud for a portion of today's video.
The school system, you can only miss so many days, and then they call DSS on you or some shit.
It's fucking crazy.
Kelsey decided to pull her kid out of public school because allegedly her teacher warned her that her kid was missing too much school, and Kelsey saw that as a threat.
We had just gotten over the flu, okay? So as soon as the flu ended in my 7-year-old, he immediately contracted pink eye. And so what do I need? She's like, just fill out the form on the website, whatever. I was like, okay, cool.
Just fill out the form on the website, whatever.
And then she just randomly messages me that. So you're gonna
Withdraw my kid.
Do y'all remember the video that I made about my first grader being threatened to being expelled if he missed too many days? Like,
She also mentioned something about bullying in another video.
The reasons why I chose to pull my kid out of public school is because he was getting bullied. And some of you guys need to open up your minds. You need to open up your perspective.
Personally, I felt like the reasoning was really vague.
I'm going to be doing unschooling.
So I guess little Miss Yahoo got on her TikTok and found this lovely community of attention-seeking mouth breathers who believe only they can guide America's youth. And by guide, I mean not do anything. I personally would not be capable of teaching any child anything with my whopping 2.7 GPA. But I really find it hard to imagine wanting your kid to only be as smart as you. Maybe. Let's hear what Kelsey's master plan is.
There is public school, there's online public school, there's homeschool, and then there's unschool. It's kind of hard to say.
Oh, great. She can't even speak. What a surprise.
Homeschool is you're still using the schooling curriculum. You still have to turn in paperwork to the government, and you still have to you have to check some boxes. You still have to check
Boxes.
which is what I don't want to do. I don't want to check
Boxes.
about my life and
My child.
for the government.
Yeah, don't you just hate regulations aimed at protecting your children? So basically, you want the option that lets you not have to prove your kids are being taught seemingly anything. I don't trust the big bad government.
It's basically where you don't have to check a box.
And her whole argument is based on this convoluted idea that she doesn't want the government telling her what to do. Who needs books anyways? Reading is for communists.
We're gonna be doing like gardening and baking.
I'm gonna also teach him about money. That goes into grocery shopping, okay? I'm gonna teach him how to be frugal.
Kelsey, your kid is gonna be 30 and blend in with the produce section. Simply Orange is gonna be walking up and down the meat section looking for the SpaghettiOs because he can't read.
Cooking and cleaning and
Life skills.
I'm sure Simply Orange is gonna learn the fine art of hamburger helper and unseasoned chicken casseroles with lots of cheese. Basically, her entire non-government plan is to teach important things like cleaning, baking, how to make connections with other people, and other life skills that she's amazing at. I just gotta say, because I don't know if anyone's told you this, but you know that you can still teach your kids common sense and not take away their education, right? But what do I know? Because I am brainwashed by the government. Can you imagine Simply Orange and his Cheeto fingers handing over his resume to a hiring manager when he's a grown-ass man? His skills would be skibbity toilet and peeing in the cat litter box. If anything, I bet he's gonna have a big imagination.
and I'm gonna teach him about taxes.
Wait. taxes, the kind that makes you check boxes, you might want to skip that lesson. She also shares some vlogging videos on a school day, and she shows the world how effective her teaching process is.
Day 2 of unschooling, and we're at the park learning how to have fun. But before you get your panties in a wad, listen.
And then she admits that, okay, yes, maybe her kid does need to know how to add numbers and read.
Yes, we're going to be doing reading and writing and math and maybe science, but it's not going to look the same as traditional public school. It's going to be different.
Maybe the education shouldn't just stop at knowing which bag of apples to get at the supermarket.
Make sure that you pick the lowest price, and if it's a low price and it looks like it's a good apple, like Honeycrisp are good apples, we can get a bag of those.
Yeah, the smaller number. But what happens if her son wanted to be in a specialized field, like being a doctor or a lawyer? Well, don't worry about that, because she has that scenario figured out completely.
They want to be a doctor or a lawyer, and I think I've already mentioned this before one time already, but like the likelihood of my kids wanting to do something that they don't see that I'm normalizing is very slim.
Oh, okay, so you've just decided that they are not going to have any shot of doing that. I just have a feeling that she either didn't think this through enough, or that all of this is fake. Like, she's completely fabricating the whole thing and her kid is still in public school, because for all we know, this could be completely rage bait. She says that she's a stay-at-home mom and a self-proclaimed entrepreneur.
And my career of being an entrepreneur, they're likely going to follow that path because they're going to see how.
And I was really curious about what that meant, so I clicked on her TikTok bio, and it took me to what looked to be some kind of weight loss MLM website, and it all just came together. So Kelsey is selling what seems to be weight loss powder, and it's very, very expensive. Her website says, "Hi, I know you're skeptical. That's why you're on this page. My job is to show you better. Yes?" I told my aunt I was not getting wrapped up in another scam or MLM. That's what you're thinking too, right? Yeah, that's enough of that. I know where this is going.
Entrepreneur.
So basically, her version of an entrepreneur is selling some Kool-Aid packets and making TikTok videos. Yeah, I'm sure your kid will do great following in your footsteps. The cheapest package I saw was $550 plus an annual membership fee, whatever that means, to sell some magic weight loss beans. I love that in the cancellation disclaimer she has on her website, she doesn't give refunds, and instead she just exiles you from the group chat. Oh, you don't want to be a boss, babe? Well, good. Because you couldn't sell worth shit anyways. You can't just let grandma tell you she can't afford your product. I'm on Social Security as a pathetic excuse. No refunds. And she really goes balls to the wall showing other stay-at-home moms how to grow their own pyramid scheme. I mean business.
A lot of comments talking about pyramid scheme and boss babe and MLM and all this shit.
No. Kelsey is not selling a pyramid scheme. I'm sure most of the money she makes is by selling her ridiculously expensive keto powder. She also loves showing the world her Cadillac Escalade and insinuating that you too could have all of this if you just invest in yourself.
So this is my paid for Cadillac Escalade. I used to think shit like this was a scam.
Which then gives Kelsey money for Cadillacs.
Cadillac Escalade.
I love this video that completely contradicts her unschooling plan, where she talks about not wanting to be mediocre.
I don't understand people who just want to be average. Like, I don't want to be average, and I don't want my kids to be average.
And having a dream of having all this land with a big fancy house on an old farm. She just wants to bake bread every day and milk her own cows.
About 7-8 acres of land and a big ass barn dominium, making sourdough bread every day for the rest of my life.
Milking my own cows.
Well, that's not the only thing you're milking, Kelsey. So she's going on about wanting to live a financially fruitful life, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, homegirl has dreams that she just wants to share with the world on TikTok. And of course, turns out all of this was just to get the viewer to sign up for her wonderful opportunity. She just throws in the old MLM bomb at the end of the video.
I want you to drop a $sign in the comments below because we're going to have a conversation about it. I want you to go to the link in my bio.
She is selling that Kool-Aid. As idiotic as I think Kelsey is, at least she's claiming to teach her kids math and reading.
I say, what do you want to learn today? And your kid goes, I don't really want to learn today. It's not your job to say, okay, that's fine. No, we're learning something today, but what do you want to learn first?
I'm making jokes, but it's very, very possible that her kids will be fine. And I sincerely hope that she's providing her kids with top tier education. Just please don't run for office. If you thought Kelsey was something, this TikToker named Mami Onami just defies all odds in Crazy Town.
So we don't teach our children anything.
Coming out of the floodgate strong, we don't teach our kids shit. This lady passed out in a bouncy castle, woke up, and recorded this video. She is just so confident about everything. I mean, Kelsey didn't have very good public speaking skills.
barndominium.
But this lady, she is just confidently confident.
My son's 6 and it took some patience. This is his book. Look at this. Lamp, egg, jar.
Yeah, I think he's trying to write help. Egg is just code for, Mom, I really just want to be a normal kid and go to school, please. I just want to go see my friends.
Lion. This is him doing this by himself.
Lady, is that supposed to be a flex? Am I supposed to be impressed by this at all? Her point in this video is that learning just comes naturally.
Asking us more. Same with addition. Mom, what's 7 plus 5? It will come at the right time.
He will just naturally know when it's time to learn algebra. Please excuse my dear Aunt Satan.
They will learn everything they need to learn, not what other people need them to learn.
How do you know that though? Like if you just let your kid wander aimlessly in the world, how will they know what they need to learn? This particular TikTok was torn apart by mainstream news outlets like New York Post, The Sun, Rolling Stones, Daily Mail, Me.
I'm amazed. Technique, baby. Technique. Good job. Con cuidado. Be careful.
That's how she knows when to go to the next grade. Next school year, he'll be cutting the cheese that keeps coming out of this woman's mouth. I personally didn't know how to cut a carrot or do anything at the age of 6 except have my Barbies beat the shit out of each other, so maybe I should have been unschooled. So we've established that she doesn't believe in really teaching her kids anything. So right now, Kelsey blows her curriculum out of the park, which is shocking to me. She is also a self-proclaimed sex witch. Yeah, I wish I was exaggerating.
X magic or gold magic is the highest form of ritual magic that you can get, or thelemic X magic. And then there's the most popular, Tantra.
Available publicly is a 42-page guide, which is the wildest piece of literature I've ever read. What's crazy is that it's actually very well written, and I was really impressed at how much of an expert she is on something that I just refuse to comprehend. So I had to click on her TikTok bio and have her book emailed to me, which was in a PDF format. It was kind of sketchy, and I was really worried that the link would put a virus on my computer, but I did it anyways. If you look at a cow, it has udders. If you look around the other side, it has an asshole. You might have to tell Kelsey about this because she might get confused and start digging for milk.
Milking my own cows.
She offers coaching workshops on her website, and the one I saw was like $2,200. Mami is so serious about her weird, not safe for work magic that she has managed to convince people to pay $2,200 willingly. Not even with the promise that they'll start their own business or whatever, just purely for the education. I'm impressed. That is so impressive to me. I 1000% can see a bunch of Los Angeles boneheads purchasing this. Like, at least she's making an honest living. I'm sure there's a lot of quality material in there that I'm just too shallow to learn. She's going against the establishment, and I'm just a hater. We talked about unschooling. We showed some lovely examples, but it still begs the question, is this legal, Casey? The answer is yes, depending on what state you live in. This lady, also on TikTok, is another unschooler parent who actually posted this video like 2 years ago.
I'm not good at homeschooling neither. That's why I don't homeschool. I unschool.
I'm not a good teacher. I don't know how to be a good teacher. And that's why I just don't be a teacher. Makes perfect sense. Nothing she preaches really is anything that we haven't already seen in this video so far, so I'm not going to talk about it. But she does, however, talk about how to get away with unschooling.
Okay, I've gotten this question so many times, so now I'm going to answer it. Sorry, we're homeschooling at the aquatic center today.
She explains that every state has different rules, and some states don't even need any kind of proof that your kid is learning anything.
Here's the thing, every single state has different requirements, so you have to look at what your specific state's requirements are. In my state, all I have to do is send a notice of intent to the superintendent every year, and I'm free to do whatever I want with my kids.
Which is wild. So if these women are in any of these states, they can absolutely get away with it. I mean, in Oklahoma, for instance, you don't have any regulation whatsoever. Look at that. No reporting and testing requirements for homeschool programs. Surprisingly, Alabama seemingly has more regulations than Oklahoma does. And that's insane. I have a lot of thoughts about all this. I wasn't very good at school. I really struggled to learn because I grew up with really bad ADHD and I was on and off meds constantly when I was a kid. It severely impacted my ability to function in a public school setting. So I get the narrative that not everyone learns the same. The public school system was designed to condition kids into becoming good underpaid workers. And I know that because I learned it in public school. Every school is different. Every teacher is different. And you can't just make a blanket statement about all official schooling being bad for your kid. I would argue that I'm a lot better in social situations because I exposed myself to public schooling kids who were now in the same workspaces as I am. But everyone's different. Everyone has different needs, and that's okay. But the idea that it should be acceptable to just omit the vast majority of your kid's education with the idea that they'll just learn everything naturally, it's completely absurd. Let me make it just extremely clear that homeschooling and unschooling are very, very different. It feels so selfish making a detrimental decision raising your kid this way, knowing that they will have to live with the choices that you made because you were chronically online. Of course, you should teach your kids how to cook, how to communicate with people, how to clean up after themselves, grow their own food, wipe their ass, and whatever else. But these are all things you can do while your kid is in some kind of regulated education. So please, friends, don't unschool your kids. And just because you saw it on TikTok doesn't mean it's a good idea. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.